Hey, what's going on, you guys? Major Dragon here, and real quick before the video starts, I want to let you guys know about some big news. As you guys might have seen from the short or the Discord, I've now released new merchandise on my brand new store. It's a big achievement that I'm really proud of, so if you guys want to go check it out down below, it's really awesome. Make sure to click the link in the description down below to go check out the store, maybe buy some merchandise, and also be prepared for December, as I'm also planning on releasing some Christmas merch, which will be limited edition, but we'll talk more about that later on when we get closer to it. And thank you all so much for the support, I really do appreciate it. So let's get into the video. Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. What if Vegeta wished Earthlings into Saiyans? How would this play out, and how would this change the story of Dragon Ball? Our story will begin right after the defeat of the mighty Cell. Son Goku gave his life to end Cell, which destroyed Vegeta's pride. He didn't fight at all. He gave up fighting. He would fight no more. All of this pain and struggle that he worked for to surpass Kakarot is now over. Now he can never face him again. He was with Bulma, and Bulma was speaking about how maybe if the humans were more prepared, or maybe if the Saiyans maybe were back, they could have maybe all fought Cell and had more of a chance. Vegeta kept this in his mind as he wandered on, as he trained, thinking about, what if the woman was right? What if they had more Saiyans that had real blood, and they were all able to turn into a Super Saiyan and fight Cell? Then Kakarot wouldn't have died and he could have gotten his match. And Vegeta could have been the real prince. Now Vegeta, he does like Earth. In this what if he does. And at this point in time, he doesn't want to lose this planet as he has nowhere else to go. So he respects Kakarot enough to make it in his own way to where the planet Earth will not be harmed again and his death won't be for nothing. And maybe he can also fulfill that pride and empty spot by having Saiyans to rule over to fill that pride of his. Vegeta would then collect the Dragon Balls on his own right, taking Bulma's radar. Using his speed, he is very quick to find them. Now, as we all have heard before, that the Earth Dragon Balls cannot revive a mass majority of people, but for what if purposes we say we can. Or we can also go down the routes where Vegeta would go to Namek and get the new Dragon Balls. Issue is that Namek was completely destroyed, so he would not know where New Namek is. So it would theoretically be impossible for Vegeta to actually wish all of the Earthlings back as Saiyans. So the only logical way would be to use the Earth Dragon Balls currently in the what if, so hold back on the comments. Vegeta would then summon the dragon the same as before, as Gohan would then run out and see why the sky has turned dark as he was busy studying. He would then fly off, sensing Vegeta's power, as Vegeta then made his wish. The dragon would then fly away and disappear, as then everything changed. Gohan would then land and ask Vegeta what did he do. As nearby, Vegeta would then fly off, and you would look at the city. Now all of the humans had tails, and their hair was instantly a dark color to black. But they would all be holding their tail, looking at it and touching their hair, as they were all confused as to why. Why do they have tails? What's going on? Gohan was furious that he would just force a wish upon everybody. But Vegeta would explain his reason, and that is his reason alone. Now the Earthlings won't be so weak anymore. Now they're all Saiyans. You should be proud. Now the Earth would go into a state of chaos for a period of time, as instantly all the human population became Saiyans. A few things will change. The Earthlings, aka Saiyans now, will be more toned to fight. They're a lot more aggressive and they want to fight a lot more and get stronger and fight more. And we also gotta forget about the moon, which the Earthlings don't know about. And we also have to throw in the fact that since everybody's growing tails and something's crazy going on, now how powerful are the Earthlings turned Saiyans now? Well, we can't instantly give them a high power level because they never train on planet Vegeta or were born on that planet, which is 10 times gravity that of Earth. But you can argue that they got multiple times more powerful, so they're stronger than the likes of Hercule, or way more for some people. Now, since it was all humans, even the likes of Videl and Hercule, Mr. Satan was turned into a Saiyan as well. So they would think it's really odd. Now, what Vegeta would do at this point, as Bulma at Capsule Corp has now become a Saiyan as well. You people need to understand that all Earthlings become a Saiyan. This means when Gohan gets home, Chi-Chi is a Saiyan, as she has a tail and she freaks out. Not understanding why she has a tail, as she would then faint, passing out. The Ox King has one, and most of the Z fighters have a tail as well, except for, of course, Piccolo. As now that you see, Tien, Krillin, Chaozu, Yamcha, they all have tails. Even Master Roshi has one. Because of this, all the Z fighters and friends of the Z family would all meet up, and would it be explained what happened. They would be quite furious at Vegeta as to why he would just force them to become a Saiyan. But Vegeta would laugh and state that you should be blessed because these Saiyans are a gift among the universe, and this is what Kakarot would have wanted, which of course is not true. And he wouldn't have said that. He would have said, this is what I wanted to do, and there's no going back on this wish. So because of this, Bulma, of course being one of the most famous people in the world, would then meet up with the news station that would go all around the world and explain what they are, what they have turned into, and what to look out for and what to not do. This would then calm the world down as the world will start to recollect themselves. The biggest thing was do not look up at the moon when it gets dark at the one time of the month, because then you become a great ape. Now, a lot of the fighters among Earth would relish this, as now they're more powerful than ever, and they have a lust for battle. A lot of criminals would have more lust to do criminal activity, but the police officers are stronger as well to fight back. Now the Z fighters will be testing out their Saiyan powers, as they have now growing a lot quicker than before, being a lot more stronger and having much more potential. Now as for Gohan, he hated the idea of this. This is just not right. Why would you do this? Now as humanity was getting more accustomed to the Saiyan side, you can argue that a lot of the population is way more aggressive in terms of the countries and nations. So they would start to think about who needs a ruler. As the Saiyans' hierarchy and their instinctual tendencies is that the Saiyans need to have a ruler who is the Alpha Saiyan. Now Vegeta would instantly take this role, as this would be done at the tournament, having the strongest Saiyans on Earth meet up to fight. Vegeta would easily defeat them all and say that he is the original prince of the Saiyans, and that is what they have turned into now, and now he will rule them with an iron fist. I feel like Vegeta would be a pretty interesting ruler, as he is already dating one of the most famous women on the planet. He would then change his style and try and teach them to become a Saiyan. To protect the planet, if anything happens, you can defend yourselves. As all the Earthlings that have now turned into Saiyans, instinctively they know how to fight. They might not be martial artists, but they're naturally way stronger, and they naturally have gifted talents. The likes of Mr. Satan would have won a lot more tournaments because of the fact that he's part Saiyan now, and he was already far more powerful than a normal human. Cutting through the 7 years. Now, Goku would have lightly heard about what happened, but he didn't really pay much attention as he was too busy training. Now, during, of course, these full 7 years, things would change a lot. Earth has definitely changed a little bit, but not too much to the degree to where it's like a massive difference. It's just that some nations might have fallen, and some people might have gone to a more natural tribal kind of way, because that's just how Saiyans work. And a lot of Saiyans have broken off into their own groups, but of course Vegeta would challenge them all and defeat them. There are even some super gifted Earthlings who became Super Saiyans, to where they want to become one, as they all saw Vegeta talk about this form. Now, of course, a lot of the Saiyans cannot access this, as Vegeta is one of the only ones. Now, Gohan during this time does not like the fact that Vegeta is kind of ruling over the planet in a way, as it's starting to mold Vegeta as it's getting into his head. Bulma, who didn't really like it at first, over the course of the 7 years starts to give in to this kind of stuff, as she's now revered as the queen, and it gets into her head as well. You have to understand that it's nature over nurture, and the nature of the Saiyans are taking over. Their planet is slowly going back to the old ways of like the old planet Vegeta. Now Vegeta has all power over the planet as he's the most powerful being there. And he's basically kind of ruling over the Saiyans like his father did. And they're not going to go further as to such to take over the universe. They're not going to do that. But they're ready to protect their planet in case anything ever happens again. Son Goku would finally arrive, getting his 24 hours from Baba, as he would show up near the tournament, but this time he wouldn't actually meet up at the original tournament like before, as there is still a tournament going on, but the Z Fighters wouldn't go. Goku would then meet Chi-Chi, who was delighted to see Goku, and hugged him, but then started punching him a bit more aggressively than she did before. Goku was so confused to see that she was a Saiyan too. He would then meet his son Gohan, who's all grown up now. Gohan, at this point, has gone to school, and yes, he has met Videl, and they're already starting to have feelings for each other. Videl is actually stronger than the original, because she is a full Saiyan as well. Now, Gohan here would then explain to Goku everything about what has happened over these past 7 years. And Goku was kind of upset, as he thinks that Vegeta just kind of forced his way for everybody, but I guess you can't argue that much. I guess now we're not the extinct species that we were. There's billions of us now. But Gohan would say that it's starting to get to Vegeta's head, as now he's more of a ruler of the planet more than anything else. This world has changed to more of a planet Vegeta. And now, him and Bulma are planning on sending ships out to populate more planets and to kind of rule them over. Vegeta's kind of reasoning for this is because he wants to destroy any remnants of the Frieza Force for just a little final act of revenge, but in reality, it's because he wants to take over planets and kind of rule them so the Saiyan Empire can grow. Now this is a big no-no for Goku, as he apologizes to Gohan. But he asks Gohan, well, why didn't you stop him? You had the power, you had Super Saiyan 2, you could have defeated Vegeta. But Gohan got rusty very quickly, but he didn't see it until it was too late. Gohan never kept his training up. Now, before we pause here, I know that Chi-Chi is a Saiyan, and that she trains. She would train with Gohan lightly, but her priorities, nature versus nurture, I feel like would comically still get over to Gohan, but he's not as weak. He's similar to his normal self from Cell. Let's just say that. Now, Goten, of course, would probably be a bit more stronger, way stronger than his original self, because he's more inclined to train with Chi-Chi even more. But Gohan's more still of a bookworm. Goten was born into the Chi-Chi as a Saiyan. Now as for Goku, Goku wants to go meet Vegeta, and Vegeta knew that Goku was coming. Goku would then see that West City has been turned into like a massive Saiyan empire. Even the buildings look very similar to the Saiyan agriculture. The same culture, the same buildings, everything looked the same as Planet Vegeta. It was kind of weird, as there were Saiyans everywhere. All these humans are now wearing normal clothes, but some of them are also wearing some battle type armor, very similar. And they have dozens of space pods, technology has flourished, and it's just crazy. Goku's looking around and people are kind of looking at Goku weird, because he's not wearing the normal battle uniform, nor is he doesn't have a tail. But they can tell he definitely looks like a Saiyan. Now most of the humans by this point have now fully accepted the Saiyan attitude, as it's been almost a decade of 7 years. They've transformed mostly into Saiyans now. They're just brutish people who love to fight, and they want to just fight constantly. And they kind of are under Vegeta's rule. Goku would then meet Bulma, who was then next to Vegeta, and Goku would say, Vegeta, why would you do this? They would trade words back and forth, as the two Saiyans would then talk. Vegeta would then have a plan, as he would then tell Kakarot, saying, you know what, Kakarot, you're right. As Goku beforehand was yelling at Vegeta, telling him that this is not right. We need to get the Dragon Balls and wish everybody back to normal, as we just can't do this. You can't force something on people. But even if you did, you can't rule over them. You don't decide who lives and who dies. Vegeta would agree, putting his hand around Goku, saying, you know what, Kakarot, I've let all my anger and pride over these years collect over me, but we've never had our real match yet. But a lot of things have changed. And he says, you know what, Kakarot, you're right. Here, the Dragon Radar should be right over there. Goku would then reach to go grab the Dragon Radar, as Vegeta would then hit the back of Goku's head, knocking him out. Bulma would kind of be saddened to see her friend, but she understands that this is what a Saiyan needs to do. And Vegeta would state, take him to the pit. Goku would then awaken. As he was then laying, his top G was torn off, as Goku was then confused. His vision was fuzzy, he couldn't understand what was going on. As now, Vegeta put him in the pit. It's a massive hole that Vegeta has made with his own energy attack. It has bones of animals, creatures, beings, and dust. It was still wet in blood of battle. As then there were spikes all aiming down so there's no escape. And there was millions and millions of Saiyans all lined above it in a circle, like a coliseum. And there laid a massive throne for Vegeta to sit on as the king of the Saiyans. Vegeta would then state who this Kakarot is, and that he was a Saiyan that landed on Earth, and the fact that he betrayed his people. But now, he is regarded as a strong Saiyan, but they shall see who the real ruler of Earth is going to be. Goku was shocked, as he didn't want to fight Vegeta like this. This is not what they're going to do. But if it's to use the Dragon Balls to wish everybody back, or to at least make things civil, he's going to have to. Vegeta would then land from his throne, and he would state that even if you use the Dragon Balls, even if you wish anything back, you're never going to find them. Things will never be the same, Kakarot. The Saiyan Empire will now continue on forever. They can never go back. Goku will state, well, that may be true, but it doesn't need to be the original way it is. It can be something different, something better. But Vegeta would then tell him, now it's time to fight, clown. As Vegeta would then remove his cloak and his cape, he would then begin his battle with Son Goku. Both in base form, they would fight, as the crowd would then cheer on their king, as they would begin trading blows back and forth. Goku was trying to reason with Vegeta, trying to see that this is not the way. As Vegeta would then smirk and transform into a Super Saiyan, saying that this is the only way. And that is it for this. What if you guys? Thank y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be ready for part 2, as things are going to get even crazier during this time. I really do appreciate it. I have some insane stories to do for this What If series. I appreciate all the support. Make sure to check out the merchandise down below, and I'll talk to you all later.